Happy Sunday to you, everyone. My name is Ethan Stieber here with Stieber Weather Forecasting. Happy fall. As of about 7:37 this morning, we had our autumnal equinox. So now, according to the calendar, it is now officially fall, and the weather is going to feel much more fall-like this week than it has kind of the previous couple weeks. First big story we've got to talk about, we've got rain moving through the area, finally. This looks to be a pretty beneficial rain. Everyone looks to get in on some of the rain, at least across the area. Right now, this is a live picture as of about 9:30 as I am recording this. Notice if I put this in motion for you over about the last hour and a half or so. Here comes that rain. You can see it moving in within about the last hour and a half. So this will overspread the area for the rest of the day. And so today looks to be a pretty rainy day. If you have any outdoor plans, have some sort of covering for that. But some beneficial rain moving into the area. First up, what I want to talk about, though, elsewise, is the drought monitor. This is the current drought monitor that was issued on Thursday morning. And notice everywhere, basically along and south of I-70 are now in what we would consider a moderate drought. This is kind of the second step on their drought monitor scale. Notice some severe drought in far southern Illinois and near the Evansville area. Hopefully the rain we will get this week will help to alleviate or help at least to quell some of those drought conditions a little bit as we go into the fall season and on into harvest. So let's talk rain. Here we are, basically future radar starting about this time in the morning. We'll go through your day on Sunday today and notice rain sticks around. May catch a little bit of a break this afternoon before another wave picks up into the overnight hours. Notice here comes that next wave right as daybreak. This is about 8 a.m. Monday morning. We got that next round of showers and thunderstorms coming through the area before we go towards the midnight hour on Tuesday and we see another wave. So you kind of get the picture. We're going to see several waves of rain move through the area, at least through the day on Tuesday. And notice here we are even into the morning hours. This is 7 a.m. Tuesday morning. Maybe still some lingering showers and thunderstorms off to our north. If we look a little bit further for you, we'll pick this up at midnight Tuesday morning, or 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, rather. We'll see the rain start to, again, move into the area Tuesday morning through midday. These will all come kind of out of the southwest and lift up northeastward through the area. This is about 10 a.m. Thursday morning, and here's that rain moving in before we kind of catch a little bit of a break, and it starts to move out by the afternoon on Tuesday and especially on into the day on Wednesday. Can't rule out a couple leftover showers on Wednesday, but I think the bulk of the rain will be out of here at this point. We're talking rainfall out of this. Let's see what some of the forecast models are currently thinking. Right now, this is the HRRR. This is the first forecast model I showed you. This takes us all the way through Tuesday at 7 a.m. So this doesn't account for any rain really during the day on Tuesday. But notice it gives us a fairly nice amount. If you're along Route 50 and point south, you may be looking at upwards of 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. According to this model, maybe slightly lower amounts the further north you go, but everyone does look to get in on, 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain at least, according to the HRRR. The NAM suggests much of the same thing. This was the second model I showed you. This takes us through the day on Tuesday and on into the early hours on Wednesday. And notice that Tuesday rain will add a little bit. So best chances of inch plus, I think, are definitely along Route 50 and point south. If you go further north, closer to that I-70 corridor, you may be looking close to 1 inch, but maybe, 1/2 or 3/4 of an inch up to about 1 inch, maybe slightly lower amounts the further north you go. This last forecast model is just the ensemble blend of a bunch of different model runs that change the input factors slightly every single time. Notice it keeps a similar picture, higher amounts to the south, lower amounts as you go further north. So this does look to be a beneficial rain. Earlier in the week, I saw some forecast models suggesting, 2 inches of rain, 3 inches of rain. We're not going to get quite that much, I don't think, but 1 inch to 1.5 inches is not out of the question for a lot of us, especially the further south you go. So I mentioned earlier in the video that After the rain moves out, it's going to feel much more like fall as we go through this week and especially on into next weekend. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These are forecast air temperatures for the afternoon into the evening hours here towards the end of the week. This one specifically is for Friday evening, right about football kickoff time. So for anyone who will be going out to homecoming in Olney this weekend, I know that's one of the homecomings coming up. We're kind of entering into that homecoming season. So forecast looks great for those games this weekend. After the rain moves out, we'll see sunny skies. Highs look to stay in the mid-70s, maybe mid to upper 70s for most of the week. Notice kickoff temperature maybe down around that 70-degree mark, if not a little bit lower as we go throughout the game. So cooler weather is on the horizon for a lot of us after we get through with some of this rain. Last thing we'll talk about is the Climate Prediction Center temperature and precip outlooks. First up is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This will take us through the end of the month, this Friday, September 27th through October 1st. Can't believe we're there already. Slightly above average temperatures for the area. And on the 8 to 14 day, it continues that as we go into the first part of October. Maybe some slightly above average temperatures. Temperatures right now, on average across the area, should be about 78 for a high and 52 for a low. So you kind of get the picture. Slightly above average temperatures, maybe 80 to lower 80s across the area. Precip does look to pick up as we go into the end of next weekend, into the first part of October, with slightly above average precip chances on the 6 to 10 day, and the 8 to 14 day keeps us in about equal chances. So some slightly above average temperatures are forecast for long term, with maybe a little bit of rain as we go into the latter part of next weekend. But big story, we've got rain coming in right now. This will stick through about Tuesday. Overall, general thinking is, an inch to maybe an inch and a half. You're closer to that Route 50 corridor and point south, maybe a little less as you go further north. Temperatures are going to look great after that. Highs in the mid-70s, lows maybe in the lower 50s. So look forward to that after we get through some of this rain. Hopefully it'll help break some drought conditions a little bit. And stay tuned for any future updates.